Alrighty then, folks. Hello there, and welcome back to some more SD Gundam G Generations Crossrays. So, in the last episode, we had finished up Iron-Blooded Orphans. We've cleared them all. Some more than others. I need to finish this on extra, but I probably won't be. But that is what it is. Anyway, though, folks, this will be an interlude, not an actual episode. So you guys already know that, hopefully. In the interlude, all I do is upgrade suits and talk about my plans and such. So, I ran a poll the other day. It's like almost a week ago now for me. But real life stuff got in the way, and I think we're doing Seed next. There you are. Actual Seed, so I'll probably end up doing the first 6 or so missions of Seed. And then once we get those 6 done, we will then do another poll and probably end up completing Seed, to be honest. Yeah, but because we are finishing up Seed, that means we get the chance for a, finally get the Archangel, which will be a second ship for us. And so we can replace, replace our raid group with the second ship, which I am super excited to do. And possibly the Caliverse eventually. I might go Archangel and Dominion, or, like Dominion and Ptolemy or something eventually. But yeah, we're gonna get the Archangel, woo! So for, oh god, Xenon's level 27, holy shit. Anyway, so first off, we got a couple of things. I have ran quite a few of the dispatches, like a large amount of the new DLC ones. We got the Turn X. We haven't got the Turn A yet, but I just need to send them on another one. I haven't been able to for the past 2 days because I've kind of been out of the area. Very, very far out of the area, and I didn't think I would be. But it is what it is. And then we have one more for the Age as well. So it's just kind of bad luck. But Age, all we get is music for it. And the Turn A we actually get on 100. It was the same for the Turn X. The reason why I did them all, though, is this. They're worth a shit ton of money and experience. Like, so that was about 40k, right? So the 7-hour one gives us 50k. And we don't have a guaranteed chance of finishing this one. So for 3 hours, we could get 40k. If you do the math, that's 80k in the time, well, 92.5k, but that's about 80k in the time it would take us to do one of those other missions, so that's why I did them. So everyone's quite a bit leveled up. And we also have the Turn A, we have the Turn X, we have the Capital, the Wadoom, and the Age. Just go to develop, I guess, and I can show you guys. So I have it organized, or I did have it organized through the series in which we got them, but never mind. So we have the X, which is apparently really freaking good. The only downside to all of these DLC units, you'll notice next to profile, can't develop them into anything. So once you get them, that's what you get. Some people actually prefer that, and I don't. But I guess I'm just weird. We also have a Serpent. I got that a long time ago. A GNX Cannon, a GNX2. Don't have the GNX1 though yet. Got the Capital, which was a Neo Zeon mobile suit that was buried underground by a bunch of very, very smart people, apparently, and eventually dug out by the Iglesia, or the North American East Coast country, and around where they found the Turn A, as it turns out that these guys aren't very good for combat against other mobile suits, but they're very good for construction and digging out more stuff. We got the Gundam Age, which is a mobile suit based off of one from the 100 Years War that happened, I think it was 1,000 years before the beginning of Age. Might have been a different time, but it was apparently built in that time, though you find out around the end of it that it was actually built around the end of the war, and that it had somehow got sent into the past. But because Age is what Age is, we don't know what's going to happen about that, or if anything did happen about that. But it brings some interesting news. That being said, this one also can't develop into any of the Age frames, nor does it get any of its other loadouts, because like the Strike, it had like 5 different loadouts. And it levels up apparently super freaking quick. Plus 30% experience, that's really good. Also has the DDoS rifle, which is one of my favorites. But, yeah. Another Capital, because I thought we only had one. We got the Wadoom. This was dug out by the Moon Race in Turn A. It's very, very large, and apparently the lower part of it is from a different mobile suit than the head is, but they kind of stuck the two together not knowing the difference. It's an XL as well, It's designed for blowing through entire fleets. It's not exactly Big Zom, but it also generates, 15% HP per turn, right? Everything in turn A is affected by nanobots. They weren't constructed with them, but they had nano laminate covering over them for, eternity, basically. And at that point, there's so many nanobots inside them that it automatically regenerates what's on the outside, even when it's not connected to the cloth. But they do use that cloth for other things, and in one of the books, they actually use it to help rebuild a building. Got another turn X because I thought we were only going to get one of those, but we got more. And I thought it was a bug, so I grabbed it, but we don't need it. Still really freaking good, still has a satellite cannon. And we got the Double X. The Double X is a upgraded version of the Turn X using all the data they had acquired in basically their version of the 1 Year War, where over 10,000 colonies were dropped instead of the 2 that happened in UC, and that caused the apocalypse. They used all that data to recreate another one on this island that was controlled by a new type ghost living in the ocean who was talking to dolphins. Eventually it was stolen by the main character and his new type girlfriend, though, however, this one doesn't need a new type to activate the satellite cannons. The Turn X was then turned around and converted for the original pilot of the X into the X Defensor, which no longer had the new type equipment, but still really useful. And this one has twin satellite cannons. It can also use those multiple times instead of just having one long shot. It's also pretty nice. All it has is shield defend, though. But yeah, there's like new type dolphins and shit in that. If you buy, I believe it's Tifa, you can actually get a new type in this game. Yeah, we've locked quite a bit of IBO characters. And then get that guy. Oh yeah, there's Tifa. See, she's a new type. Damn, that's also really good. You can't pick up this ability just yet, but they kind of teased that it might be a thing in the final DLC, which should be out in February. But Vulture's also really good. Vultures are basically people who scavenge the old world for tech and warships and that kind of stuff, and then sell them off for the highest bidder. The people who attack other vultures are called orcs, or sea raiders, or whatever you want to call it. They use the term for pirate when they mean orc in the kanji, and pirate comes out as sea bandit. It's a thing. We got Sochi, who people are telling me she was kind of bad. She's kind of generic. She's also not very... She's about the same level as a creative character, which sucks, but it's interesting. But yeah, she was originally a fighter pilot. Yeah, that's why she has that and that. So combined together, though, those are really useful. That's plus 40% damage done and 10% evasion, which most fighters are small size, so yeah. We got Poe. Poe was basically a soldier for the moon race, and she's kind of a zealot. She eventually ends up marrying somebody who's pretty high up in the moon race military, and I think they're talking about making her a queen, but I might be getting that mixed up with one of the other stories. She eventually joins back up with Diana after the Civil War, because Diana kind of shows up and is like, what the fuck are you guys doing? And then they go and they fight people who are on the planet, or who are on the moon. Led by Jim. Oh yeah, we also got this guy. He's the pilot of the Squide? However you pronounce that one. Vengeance isn't bad either. Plus 20% for a counter kill. Or for a counterattack. Yeah, he's from Manoa Gundam. Basically, he defects to the AUG because of his friend or something, and then his friend ends up joining back up with the Titans, and you guys eventually fight. And then I think there's a world-ending calamity by a ghost or something like that at the end. I only translated the first 6 or so missions. We never got beyond that, and, the cracking of the game never got there. We got Gerald, however you want to pronounce it now. I don't know how people are doing it these days. He was basically a kid who tried to steal the Gundam X, failed, encountered Tifa instead, tried to Oh no, he didn't try to steal the Gundam X. He tried to kidnap Tifa originally, barely got away, stole a truck, drove to an ancient military base, found the controller for it when he was breaking into the safe in the guy who had Tifa in his warship's room, had the controller for the Gundam X, ran into a military base with the Gundam X that they may or may not have been heading to, and ended up stealing that and saving the ship and joining with them for raisins. He has Blazing Mobile Suit Pilot, which is a really good ability. I have like 6 of them right now, and we'll probably get more. So I might give that to a couple of people. He also has Vulture, which makes me sad, because I probably will never use him, but it's really good. And then there's Dante, Vidar. Yeah, I did get Vidar. We got Setsuna for doing the 00. We got Flint. Flint was a child who inherited the Age device, which was a machine that's basically a learning computer from the 100 Years' War in the past. Flint helps develop the Age, which he's really just recreating a design that was already there, and he becomes the pilot. He also gets new type powers, or X-Rounder powers as they call it, because he had his girlfriend sit on his lap. That is actually canon. Well, not really his girlfriend, it's just the girl he likes. They never really get together because it's a law situation, but still. Yep, he gets an X-Rounder. Although your abilities are really good, starts with Mechanic 2, and then Determination to be a Savior. Also really freaking good, by the way. Have 3 of them. And, Mika, Galio. Yeah, oh yeah, right, we don't have Loran yet. We'll get Loran when we get to 90. But yeah, that's the DLC as well, in case you guys were interested. So first off, because of all the training I've done, the Lupus, we can finally get to the Rex. I have to go to the other menu though, because this game's an asshole about that. And now we have the Rex. So once we get the damaged version of the, of Barbie, which we have to finish that last mission on Extra, I believe? Might be Hell. We'll get the unlocked version of Barbie, which is the final version. But you have to get all 9 of the earlier forms. We just got our 8th earlier form, but we need the damaged one that you guys saw at the end of the last episode. But this one can do limiter off if you can get to super high, so still pretty good. Kind of still on the downside because we don't have an AV person, but maybe we'll grab Mika at some point and throw him in there. But god, look at that mobility, 400. Real good. So for the Mirage frame, we no longer have to worry about physical attacks. So I think we're going to go towards the blue frame. We already basically developed out the the gold frame. We could do the green frame. We'll probably do the green frame at the same time then. I don't know, but we'll go for the blue frame for now. This will start us along the path to the upgraded versions of the blue frame. With Vidar, we're going Bale. That's called Gale. We'll get the Kamaris at some point too. I'll probably do that off camera and just show you guys the Kamaris after we're done. Yeah, I'll probably buy it. No, I'll go Schwab Grays, get the McGillis Grays, and then go to the Kamaris from there. But Bale, we're gonna go for the Grimguard and then Rheinkar and... Oh, I know what that is. That's Arthland, isn't it? Or Arthland? You know, the Knight of the Round Table? He uses the bow and kind of looks like... Or it's the mobile suit that uses the bow and kind of looks like Robin Hood. That's also a Valkyria frame. We'll get to that when we get to it in Gecko, though. Yeah, now we have Bale for the Exia. So I've been wondering, should I go Exia Repair? Which we could then, you know, go upgrade into something else. Or should we go for the Dynames? And then grab another Exia, reuse the Exia to get to the, like, repair or something else while we use the Dynames at the same time. I personally kind of like that, because while we can go Avalanche or, you know, the G-type armor, when we do 00, we're going to get to use those, or at least we should. And we'll probably end up using them during that, so... You know, do we want to do it now, or do we want to wait? I think I'm going to go for the Dynames. And then we'll just grab another Exia and go, like, the repair route and everything. So I'm over to Shenlong. We could go Wing EU if we wanted to and go get the Wing 0. We could go standard Shenlong and do that. Maybe go back to the Sandrock and get the heavy arms from the Sandrock. We could go normal Ultron and probably get like the Ultron EU or EW, or you know, just go straight Ultron EW, and then go do something else. I kind of like the idea of just going standard Shenlong for now, and then maybe getting a Sandrock for someone else. I was thinking about doing it is we won't start this till after the next stage because I want to get the Archangel before I start planning it. But how I was thinking was like we would have a Seed suit, we'd have a 00 suit, we'd have a Wing suit, and then we would have a IBO suit. And then when we ran out of like IBO suits that we needed, we would swap them out for something else that we needed because we're going to need a bunch of Seed suits. We're going to need a bunch of 00 suits. But that was my plan. Anyway, back to the flag. We have the choices between either the Celestial Being flag, which this may or may not be the one that Setsuna used. Does it mention it? Oh yeah, it is that one. So this is the one that Setsuna used before Trailblazers, after the Gundam was destroyed, and was going to be used in that Graham spin-off manga that I don't think ever got created. Basically, it has a lot of upgraded equipment, including a giant fuck you sword. But it doesn't have a solar reactor because they can't really produce, or not, a GN particle reactor. So it uses a solar reactor because they can't really produce them anymore. Only Aeolia and Veda was able to produce them, and Veda can no longer produce them, so I guess we'll go with that one and then eventually go to the other flag. I really wish that came out because the Exia Graham double sword repaired or whatever looks so cool. But I don't know, is that already out? Do I need to go buy a copy of it? I might just buy a copy of it. So we have our Regan Glaze, you know, that's level 10 now too. I think we're going to upgrade this one over into the Regan Glaze Julia, and then we'll upgrade it into the ground type. Because as far as I can tell... Oh, the ground type's actually a level 5. Yeah, I think we'll go for the Julia and then go for the ground type. I'm pretty sure they back around as well, yeah. But I think we're in space, and then around mission 4 or so of this next one, we'll get onto the ground. And then for the full city, this one's basically a completed line. Like, there's nothing we can do to it. I guess we could trade it in. Ooh, for the Leo R. We can get the very feminine looking Leo. The Slash Saku. The double F Gundam Abahul. Or a Shiden. Just so you know, if we trade it in, it doesn't add it to our production list. Yeah, I'm gonna sit on that one for a little while. I'll probably end up switching him to something else independently, but after the next match. Over here we got our Talgeese. Now that we don't have to worry about having a physical ranged attack, I think I want to go Epion, and then from Epion to go to Talgeese 3. Or that might be the EW Talgeese, I'm not quite, or EW Epion. I'm not quite sure if Endless Waltz Epion was included in this one. Or maybe we'll get really surprised and it'll be Snow White. That being the one from Frozen Teardrops. Nice. Yeah, I think I'm gonna go for the Epion with this one. And then we'll go to Talgeese 2 after that. And of course, Zuat, we're going to go over to the Gazoot. For no other reason than we needed to add it to the book. From there, I mean, I'll probably end up switching this for like a Kyugoi or something, but later. Hashtag. For the dual dagger, I'm gonna go up to the blue because that's what we need to do. We also get the 105 dagger, but we'll be training some daggers soon too, so it's not as big a deal. Get the blue dagger, and then from the blue dagger we can probably get the Verde Buster, the is it the Purple Blitz or something weird like that? They're Italian colors and then the unit. And then the Strike Noir is probably also a thing. over onto the Launcher Strike, or the Strike in general. I was thinking about going Perfect Strike here, and then with the Perfect Strike going and evolving it up to the Freedom. But I kind of also want to go and get the Aegis, so we could have, like, you know, the Buster, the Aegis, and the Blitz on another team. But I think I'm going to go Perfect for now, and then we'll pick these guys up a little bit later. The Perfect is just a movement, or a combined set of all the equipment. It has the Ali Striker pack, the sword, and then the equipment from the Buster. Still has, sadly, phase shift, but we'll be getting a second shift, so that won't be much of an issue. For the red frame, we'll get the final form of the red frame, the Red Dragon, which will be pretty cool. I think we might be pulling back to an older version of the Astray after this, so we can develop that up. But we'll go over that after we finish this next mission. The Enact Custom, we could go for the Grissa. I've been thinking about it, and then just getting her a different suit. I don't know. We're kind of at the end of the line once we get the Agrissa, but the Agrissa is an XL, so it kind of has issues. I'm gonna sit on that one for a little while as well. I'll figure it out in a little bit though. As far as the Amatsu goes, we could either get the Blitz, which I was thinking about doing, or we could get the final upgraded version of the Gold Frame, which I know eventually we're gonna end up getting, and then probably getting the better version. But I think I'm gonna go for the Blitz for now, just so that we can, you know, be a little bit, or we can get onto the line of upgrades for the series we're about to do, and not have one of the better suits in the entire series. And again, it would be kind of fun to use this, because it has basically all the same abilities, but a couple of extra ones. And then we could get the upgraded form. Nah, I think we'll go Blitz. And then for the Jin High Maneuver type, I think we're just gonna go for the Guaz. The Guaz is basically the seed version of the Gelgoog. It has a beam rifle. It uses all the technology taken from the GAT project, or the project that created the Strike, Buster, Blitz, Aegis, and Duel. I believe we only get to see this in the original anyway, piloted by Raoul Croissant, but I think in the remaster they started making them appear in the background. That's probably the weapon test type, and then I'd say that's probably a Zaku. So yeah, I think we're gonna go for that one. For now, anyway. And yeah, there's nothing we can do with the giant Psycho Haro. Though, I was thinking about trading this one out for a little while and just having the Psycho Haro be part of the, of one of the dispatch groups, because we finally have the Pluma to 20. We also have the O to 19, the Ground type Hellion to 24, the Ritter to 23, the Akuren to 23, the Ash to 21, the Hugo to 22, and the Grace Custom to 20. I know, right? Kind of crazy. That's all I do with these people, though, is I send them out like 5 times a day to go do missions. I rarely ever upgrade them. But if we develop this into the Hashmal, we also get something. And apparently, I was in the misapprehension that items updated themselves, or were randomized. But I don't know if they're instanced and not randomized, so like, it decides early on what you're going to get from every mission. Or if just because I haven't changed anything, it keeps giving me the same item. But I recorded doing it 5 times. I would do it 3 times in a row, and then I closed the game out, did it once, closed the game out, did it again. And I got the same item every single time. So I think it might either be set or it might be instanced. I don't know. If anyone got anything different from me, though, let me know. I'm very, very curious. Yeah, we could go get the Hashmal if we wanted to. We're going to go get the Hashmal if we wanted to. But yeah, because it's an XL, we can't really use it for now. As far as the Gundam Zero goes, we have some interesting things like the GRM Gundam, which, yeah, this is one of the ones from of the 00P, I believe, actually. But it's brought up in 00F, I think. It also looks incredibly different in the manga to the point where I didn't know what the hell it was when I saw the picture of it originally. In the manga, it has like legs about twice the length of its torso. Not so much in this game. There's also the combat version of the 00, and then the 1.5 Gundams, but we'll get to those eventually when we get to the story, I think. Oh, or the Estrella. I thought that was the Exia. Alright then. We're gonna go get the Estrella. Yeah. We're gonna be turning this really highly overpowered Hellion into the the terrorist type. Why? Meh. You guys haven't seen it yet, so I'll use it and then we'll develop it into something else. We basically got to the end of the route. Like, the flag is the only thing we don't have yet. We've gotten to the end of it though, so yeah. I didn't think it would be like 6 units that all turned into each other, but it was. This Gray's Ritter, we could get the Schneid or Scheid out of it, which is just the axe one from the previous mission, and then get something weird from there. I think we're gonna do that, but I'll show you what the Ground Ritter does and then the Space Ritter eventually. Because I never showed you guys those, I just upgraded and did that in the background. The Hakuren, I think do I want to go Titania, or do I want to go like the Hakuri? Even the Ryoi. And we could get the Hikija, even though we already had the Hikija, or the Shiden. I think I'm gonna go the Triania. That's something from Gecko, we'll get to that eventually. Also, oh, okay, I was about to say, I think it has high heels. And then we'll go from there to the Yakuri, see what this is, and then probably get the Shiden. We'll finish up that route eventually as well. The Gray's Custom, I meant to only get up to level 4 to get the Ryusei Go, to unlock Shino, but... Oh, and then we can get this one up to the Shiden, so maybe we'll do something else with the Hyakuri. The Hugo, I think we'll upgrade to the JP Trust type. And then from the JP Trust type, I'll go back to the Hugo. Or even the Manrody. I don't know. We'll go back to the Hugo, I'll show you the animations for the Hugo, and then we'll start hitting the twins. I don't know, I'll think of something. Also, to note, this one doesn't have AV. Which, apparently somebody had thought that all of the JP Trust people had AV. Isn't the case. They just started hiring the Space Rats recently, and that's how, or they showed how useful they were, so that's why they were making fun of them. As far as this one goes, we haven't seen the Ash yet, but I think I'm just gonna go throw in like the ZNO. So I can show you off all these units, because I'm 90% sure we're never gonna see the battle that one's included in. Because that's basically, we're gonna raid an orphanage! The end. I don't even think it actually fights. Down to there, I've been developing some Magnacs. Not into anything, apparently. Though I'll probably develop one of these into a Sandrock. And then I'll use the Sandrock somewhere else. The Ozplei's Leo I traded for. Guess we could get an Ewok Yagan, but I'm curious as to what those are. That's a Taurus. And that's probably the Leo N, to be honest. We have this, which is the early version of the Mobius. We'll probably see these very, very soon. The Phoenix Zero, I think I'm finally going to upgrade into the GNX. Because we can go for a Virgo, but we're about to get a Taurus up to a Virgo, so we don't have to worry about that too much. And then we'll get the Zaku somewhere eventually. The Outframe Astray, I kept saying I was going to go for Stargazer, so we're going for Stargazer. And then the highly developed Taurus, we're going to go for the Virgo. We could get the variants of these Tauruses, but we'll see them in combat, so I'm not too worried about it. And they all turned into Virgos anyway. Yeah, this is the White Fang one, that's the Virgo. We're just going to go for the Virgo. Virgos are pretty bullshit because of Planet Defensor. This is all melee attacks, or anything that isn't melee is decreased by 3,000. if you give them the solar panel, they automatically regenerate a hit every turn too, so like they're really freaking good. Yeah. So folks, that'll be that. We're gonna do one more mission with all these guys, which we will then go get the Archangel, or at least unlock the ability to get the Archangel, and then I'll go ground out getting the Archangel myself, and we'll be able to replace the raid group with the Archangel. So we got Selena McGriff. She's the original pilot of the Stargazer. Well, one of the pilots of the Stargazer. Basically, the Stargazer was designed for faster than light travel, or a test bed for faster than light travel. Some weird shit happens, but we'll see that in Stargazer. This is her co-pilot. We had Chino for getting the Ryusei Go, McGillis for getting the Bale, Juliet for getting the Julia, and Rustle for having Eoke and Juliet. I didn't see that one coming. And we're about to get the Mobility 3 part. I want to say the Booster 3. That gives us 140 mobility. Oh! Okay, I didn't know about that one, but that's just plus 90 armor. That's not much, but can be useful. And then the Booster Part 3 we got from registering Hoshima. Oh, and it's 150. I thought it was 140 because the Energy Tank 3 gives you 140. Yeah. I've seen this one like 6 times now. I'm curious if anyone else has seen anything different for that, or if you do recently get the Hoshima, can you tell me what you get? But yeah, folks, that'll be that. I hope you enjoyed the episode. If you did, you should like. If you didn't, you should dislike. We'll be back for some seed in... Well, for you guys, it'll probably be like half an hour. But for me, I'll probably record it later tonight. I don't really feel like recording anymore right now. My voice is getting kind of scratchy. But we'll be doing Heliopolis and, you know, blowing up a colony to steal 6 mobile suits that definitely shouldn't be there. But you're saying only 4 got stolen. I'm including the Astrays, because they were also there. And yes, the red and the blue frame did get stolen. They might have been abandoned at the time, but they were planning to come back for them. The gold frame also got stolen, so that'd be 7, actually. Forgot about that one. But anyway, folks, good night.